see my face. Probably should just make it. All right, you can find it. Can you see me?
Yes, sir, we can see you.
Let me just adjust the camera. Yeah, it should be fine, right? So,
Yes, sir.
my name is Mba David Okechukwu, and first of all, I'm a Christian. I think that's the first thing I should say, because from time to time you'll be hearing some quotes from the Bible, which is my favorite book. Then I believe I am a time mastery coach. What does that mean? I get to have the privilege to help people move their lives from where it is to where it's supposed to be, with firm-rooted laws that can stand the test of time, both individually, corporately, and then otherwise. So I give people that, I get the privilege rather to help people move them from where they are to where they're supposed to be. Mastering life, mastering time. I believe that time is life, so that's why it's called time mastery coach. So I think that's enough about me. I am passionate about people. That's just the summary of the whole thing. I love people. I love each and every one of us here. I love Great, Blossom, Florence, Blessing, you, and everybody who is participating in this class. I don't take each and every one of you for granted, honestly. I don't.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. I think that's also my business. I get to, while I move people forward, it also moves me forward. That's my business. I think that's part of the whole of what I will share for now. As time continues, you get to know much about me. So I'll pick two persons to just tell us a bit about yourself. I wouldn't want to catch you unawares by saying you should share your screen, or you could just use an audio to tell us a bit about yourself, your name, the business you do, and most importantly, what drives you, what's your passion? What's your passion? Because that's what matters. Every other thing is routed to that area of your passion. So I'll call on, or before I call, would anybody want to volunteer? Anybody want to volunteer? I believe the class is an accepting class, so if you want to volunteer. Anyone? All right, Florence, are you there? Florence, are you there? If you're there, you can unmute your mic and respond. All right, she's not there. Blessing. I hope you're there. You can't tell me you're not there.
I'm here.
Thank you. So, Blessing, how are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. I'm very fine. Thank you, sir.
How was your day?
Sir, my day was just there. I didn't really do much today. I just went to get an injection and then I came back.
All right, she's not there. Blessing, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, she's not there. All right, so Blessing, how are you doing this evening? or you aren't feeling fine?
No, yes, I'm not feeling too
I believe you get better soon, okay? For you being in this
well.
class, the healing hand of God rests upon you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right, I don't know if you could just tell us a bit about yourself. What's your name? What do you do? And then maybe your passion. What drives you? What causes you to dream big? What causes you to hope? What makes you to wake up in the morning to get up and go? Talk to us.
Good evening, house. My name is Blessing Emeka, and I'll say I'm a baker, a caterer, and a potential teacher in the making. And I've always loved cooking. I've always loved baking. I've always loved anything that concerns food and the rest. But while I was growing up, I didn't have this opportunity to start showcasing what I do until I got registered in a catering school before I got admission. So that alone made me had this passion for cooking and baking. And then that was what I started using to get some cash while in school and anytime I'm at home. But at some point, I stopped. I don't really know what happened. I stopped baking, and this happened this year. So I stopped baking. I stopped advertising my products. That I stopped anything concerning cooking and the rest of it. And the plan I had was to go for an advanced catering school so I can improve more in my cooking aspect, like cooking for a large number of persons. So, but till now, I don't think I've achieved that to that point. But I still have that passion for it. I used to cook most time at home for mini parties and program, and it has really helped me. So I want something that can really drive me more to showcase what I have inside to the world. Sir David, I think that's all I have to say.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I
We
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
Yay! This is wonderful. Listening to you, Blessing, made me started feeling hungry all of a sudden. Hearing cake, yeah, I'm very happy
Thank
for
you,
this.
sir.
And I'm very sure your food is nice. I can testify. I think I've eaten your cake before. I don't know. I think I should have eaten your cake before. So I believe it is nice. I believe you have something going with you. And
You do.
also, I believe that after this class, you will leave here well equipped to take that thing you have and boldly bring it out and say, guys, this is what I have. This is what I have to offer. And a trial will convince you. And trust me, they will not more than try. They will want to. They will buy and then they will stay. Believe me, I'm not prophesying. If I'm prophesying, I should have been shaking. But I'm just telling you the truth. So believe you me. Yes, I think we have.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think I should just go to the next thing while others come. This is a virtual class. Let me put on my camera so that you see me. Can I be seen, please? Can you see me, guys?
Yes, sir. We can see you.
Now should be better, right?
Not really.
I just put on the light and
Yeah, we can see you. I can see you very well.
okay, thank you so much, Agnes. This is a virtual class. I told you that left to me, I would have loved this class to be physical because I would want to see that human connection. That's when I see your emotions and I read your faces and know, okay, if this guy is following, I should continue. If not, I should stop what I'm doing and look for something else. However, be as it may, we are virtual. But I want to say something that, we are virtual and no one can see what you're currently doing in your room now. And chances are sufficient that you can be eating dinner, as Blessing talked about, as a caterer. She can be eating dinner as while we are discussing. And at some point, something that would be very important to her will be said. And it may, because of the sweetness of her food, it can now make her to miss it. But I'm not saying that's what she's doing. I'm just using that as an example that we can relate with. However, I would advise that play full out. That's the word. Play full out. You took your time to be here. I think you should have other things that you should be doing online or on site, but you decided to be in this class, and it is something that is a great investment. However, you profit profoundly from it if you play full out. Pay attention, listen, and jot down your questions. If you have questions to ask, and while I'm still talking, you may not necessarily want to ask it, then write it down. So when I give time for asking questions, you then ask your questions so that you benefit fully. It will be nice if you don't do the things you're supposed to do, and you come here and still don't benefit fully. So play full out. That's the word. Play full out. Please say to yourself, I will play full out. And you can unmute your mic.
I will play full.
You know what? Type it in the chat. I will play full out. I will play full out. Yes. Thank you. While you are typing it, you can also listen. Life is designed in such a way that
I will play full out.
Thank you. Life is designed in such a way that everything of value is covered. The class has started. The class has already started. And if you check the chat, I sent the notes for today. So if you're not, you could be open it and then be following me while I am continuing with the class. So I said a life is so designed that everything that is of importance, everything that is valuable is covered, is shielded, is shelled. Yes, that's the word. It's shelled. If you check the meaning of shell, I think it's a hard external covering to protect something valuable inside. So life is designed in such a way that everything that is value is shielded and covered. For example, all our vital organs are internal. Our heart, our lungs, our liver, kidney, they are all covered in a solid something called our rib cage. Covered in very solid something called our rib cage. Why? Because it's valuable, and any little thing that gets to it can spoil things, and the damage may be deadly. So God, in His profound nature, designed us in such a way that everything is of value. So our hearts is covered, our heads are covered. You buy a phone, it's covered. You buy something valuable is covered. Even our skull is covered. And the more valuable the thing is, the more covered it is. From time to time, you'll be seeing me look this way because my system is positioned here so that I can be following what you guys are following. It is just this way. When I look here, you should know that I'm looking at my notes and I'm not just being distracted, okay? So, as I said, the more valuable a thing is, the more covered it is, the more shielded it is, and the more force it will take to have access to that valuable thing. Then a class that is tagged how to get people to value what you sell, what you represent, and the services you provide, right? You've started knowing the profound nature of things that are valued, how shielded they are. So the more valuable a thing is, the more shielded it is, and the more energy it will take to break through to that thing. Take for instance an egg. The force it will take to break an egg, you can just hit it with your finger and it will break and you open it. But you want to use that same force. You can't use that same force to open someone's head. You can't just try. It may hurt the person, but it may not break the head. You have to be precise. Bring your medical tools. I'm not a medical doctor, to open it. And you can also use the same force you use for opening a skull to open an egg. Follow me, I'm going somewhere. I'm leading us somewhere, and we'll get there soon. So some of the things that are valuable, they are visible in your notes. I said some of these valuable things are visible and others are invisible. The visible things, they will require appropriate visible force to break through those barriers, those things that covers things that are valuable. The invisible ones will require invisible force, appropriate invisible force to break through. But there's something I believe it strongly, and that's one of my greatest passion. That here on earth, man is the greatest and most valuable treasure here on earth. Man is the greatest and most valuable treasure here on earth. So valuable that the divine and even the spirits come to look for man, come to visit man. Bed of this is a spiritual thought. So head of some not too human activities around here. Man is so valuable that if you carry the whole world and put together, it is not as compared to the life of one man. That is what I believe in. Honestly, that is what I believe in. Also, man, looking for a good example now to put this. Do you know that when I say man is not just male. Man is not just male. You talk of man as with respect to male man and female man. So when you hear the word miracle of men, do not take it that it's just a stereotype conference or a stereotype training for just man. It talks about for both man as a male, then man as a female. So let me get my notes up here now. I said that man is very valuable. Man is so valuable that everything put together in this earth cannot be. If you take this for example, if you take away every man on earth, I believe that the earth would crumble in no sooner time than, let me not give it time, but I believe that if you take away every man here on earth, this world will not function as it's supposed to be. The customers, most of us here are business people. The customers we are seeking to get, the people who want to value our products and services, who are they? Tell me. They are men. Money we value Most persons value money more than their life self. So the money we value is only made valuable because of man. It is we human beings who choose to say, okay, let's come together and make a means of exchange. A means of exchange that, okay, if I give you this quantity of this money, you will give me this quantity of these goods. Everything we do here on earth is predicated and it is rounded up because man is here. Man chooses to make money valuable. So if man chooses today and say, okay, see, we're not using paper, this money, as okay, I don't have money with me here. Because we're not using this paper as means of exchange. We are using a handkerchief or a pen or anything else. Money will become so valueless that even if you see $1 billion on the road, you will just walk and pass looking for a handkerchief because we have all chosen to make that thing valuable. So I believe that man is valuable. It's the most valuable thing that is here on earth. And so, as I also said, remember, everything that's of value is covered. Everything that's of value. That's why you do not, let me not go back. Everything of value is covered. So as man is valuable, you ask, what is it that makes man covered? What covers man? What makes him so covered? And in your notes, I said that the hard covering to protect the value of man is his mind, which is what we call his soul. The mind of a man is what is his hard covering. Why do I say that? Because each and every human being on earth has a mind, and there are no two minds that are the same. No, there are no two minds that are the same. Even if you are twins, even if you were so joined together in your bed, is it Siamese twins? Sorry, I may not pronounce it well. But even if you were joined together, your minds are different because you have different experiences, different emotions. You feel things on a different level. You see things on a different level. So that mind is what keeps people different from others. And that is what protects the value inside of man. That is why you cannot just meet somebody on the road and tell him, give me 10,000 or buy from me or do this, and the man will just do it immediately. Some may, out of their goodwill, out of the kind of person, the mind they have. Others may not. You have to now work on that mind. Remember, I said you have to put appropriate force for each kind of shell, for each kind of covering. The force you put to pass through the mind of people to get them to value you is understanding. That's what I believe in. That understanding is the mental force that grants you access through man's mind. Is what? The mental force that grants you access through man's mind. I hope we are following. You can unmute your mic and respond. I hope we are following.
Yes, we are following, sir. Just that sometimes the network is fluctuating.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope it's
Yeah,
not
we're
from my...
following. Network is really bad. Very, very bad. I can barely hear you.
Wow, this is serious. How do we do about this? I think you could change your position. You could see if the network would get better. All right. So let's continue. So I said, in your notes, I said, once you have access to understand the mind of a man, you can now benefit from the immense value that comes from man. If you don't understand the mind of a man, you will constantly find yourself suffering unnecessarily under the whiplash of misunderstanding. For you to get people to do something, I believe that there's only one way. Come to think of it, there's only one way that gets people to do something. There's only one way that you can get people to do something. And I believe that one way is not to use gun and put behind their back. It is to get them to want to do that thing. The goal of putting a gun at someone's back to give him, to make you give him your phone, is for him to want to, because he values his life, he values his health and safety more than the phone. He will now want to give it to you. So I believe that if you now get to understand a man's mind, a human being, remember when I say man is both male and female. So when you get to understand the mind of a man, you would know how to move your way around about a man's mind that will give you access to his heart, that will give you access to make him to want to buy from you, to want to patronize you, buy your products, buy your service you offer, or even want to listen to you if you're a public speaker or a preacher or a whatever you are that have a message that you want people to get to listen to. If you can find a way into the hearts of men, I believe that what we'll be teaching you here in these 3 days is not necessarily going to be to give you, yes, there's a place we'll do that. We are not necessarily giving you what to give. It is the how. It is the how. When you saw the flyer, it said how to get people to value you. I know we have astute seamstress here, tailors. I was just looking at the forms for people that register, and I was like, wow, these guys are really, really, really into something. Tailors, graphics designers, crypto enthusiasts. My sister Agnes, she makes beautiful peanuts. Like if you taste those peanuts, I believe your life will never be the same. And this is not me advertising. I'm just saying, she did not pay me. She didn't tell me anything about it. I have tasted it, and I'm just saying, she did something. She did some things that got me to want to say these things I'm saying now. She followed one of these laws we are going to talk about. Maybe I will use her later as an example. She followed one of these laws, and when I tasted what she makes, I was like, wow. And me saying it here now is because I believe I know what she did, and that's what we'll be sharing with us today. So here at the Miracle of Men, this is what we are all about. I wrote that we help you to understand the minds of men so that you can gain access to the miracle of men. That is just a summary of why we do what we do. I told you from the beginning that we love men. There's a popular saying I have, and it is very dear to me. It is God first and constant, man next and constant. So our job is to get us to break that shell, that hard covering of the mind of man, and then penetrate to get into the valuable contents that man has, then show us all here how to do it. So, and I believe the reason why I'm saying this thing is, I can just start this class and be like, okay, class has started. Number 1, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that. Chances are sufficient that some of us will be like, okay, you said I should do this, okay, and you would not see the importance of it. You will not know the why. Let me tell you a story. I told us that many of those times when I study and read my Bible. So when I was reading my Bible, I encountered a story that I would want to share with us today. The story is about a new king. He came to a new government. His father left a throne for him and gave him the access, the authority to rule. But then, after the father died, some persons came and then they were like, look, your father really suffered us. He suffered us big time. Like, when we were with him, we sweat. And the thing, makes sense. So we are coming to you as our new king, please lighten the burden for us. We beg of you, lighten the burden for us. So that king went to meet the people that used to advise the father. And I know most of us by now, we should have known the story I'm talking about. It's about the story of Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, the first, second, third, and the fourth king of Israel before Israel was split into two. So Rehoboam was the king, and then Jeroboam. The two of them, their names are almost the same, so I don't want to mix it. So I'll call one the king and call one J-boy. J-boy is Jeroboam, the people who were under bondage. So J-boy and his people came to meet the king, and they were like, "King, go see, this thing is hard on us. Reduce the burden, make it reduced, so that we can be able to function effectively." The king now went to the elders to ask him. Now, I know that there's a side where Bible says God has already proposed it, that Israel will be divided into two. That one aside, that's not the point I'm trying to make now. The point I'm trying to make is that the king went to the elders and asked and told them, "Okay, what do you guys suggest? See what these people are saying. They say do this, do that, do that. They want to reduce the burden." The elders just threw good advice at the guy. Just say, do this and do that, and we'll come to that. Do this and do that and do the other one, and everything will be fine. The boy looked at it and went and heard from other people, younger generation. And I'm not here to put up any controversy about age and all, but they told him another thing that suited him, that made him feel, okay, this is the one I want to take. And he took the advice of the younger people, and the kingdom divided because of his not taking good advice. When I watched, I think because of this class, I would show us what the elders told him, explain it in details for us. So I was like, why did this guy choose not to take this? Like, how far, guy? Look at what they told you. At some point, another reason, the elders did something good by telling him what he should do. However, they did not complete it by telling him why he should do it. And I think that's the issue. Why should you do this thing? Those elders were used to his father Solomon, who is a very, Bible says he was the wisest king of his time. So that man valued wisdom, and imagine someone who is the wisest man, he has people who are around him that teaches him. Somebody that values wisdom. So they were thinking, okay, this guy will be like the father. They just tossed good advice at him, not knowing that he's not like the father. I believe that if they had told him, see, yes, before we tell you this good advice, listen to this thing. Your father, who is the wisest man alive, still has us, around him, to tell him this and this and this and that, how to run his kingdom. And his kingdom prospered. No war, no major war during his time. So if you do it like this, it will tell your father that I talked to you about now. He said that in the multitude of men is the king's honor. He wrote it down as a proverb. You are his son, you should have heard it by now. That in the multitude of men is the king's honor. So, and also in the lack of it is a prince destroyed. So if you have men, if you have people around you, if you can gain access to the hearts of people, if you can make people to be around you, you have something more than gold. Because the gold is in the hand of men. Money, all the money you need is in the hand of men. So if you can get these people to stay with you, your life will never remain the same. Like, your kingdom will prosper. So now, do this, do that, do that. Much more than the boy looking at do this, do that, do that. What we are going to be learning today. Much more than that. He's now looking at, okay, why will I do this? Because if I tell you to do this and there's no why behind it, it is easy for you to drop it. It is easy for you to just trivialize it. Not knowing that single do this, do that, do this would be the salvation of your kingdom. I don't know if you understand. So the reason why I'm telling you all this story is because I wouldn't just want to jump into laws to start teaching us this is what you should do, this is what you should do, this is how you should do it, this is how you should do it. Yes, we will do that. I will surely do that. That's the reason why we're here. But I want to give you the why. And I believe that that why is what is more important. That why is what is much important. That's the base, the foundation for all we are going to be learning here today. So in your notes, I talked about, you see something that is underlined. He said the importance of laws. What we are going to be teaching you are laws. Why I chose to limit, if I will use that word, limit myself to teaching us laws, is because I have other things to teach you. Like there are many things I can bring in to teach, but they are not stable comparatively. I don't know if you understand. Are we following, please? Can you unmute your mic and tell me if you're following?
Yes,
sir.
you are. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I love this part. Okay, so as I was saying, all we are going to be learning these 3 days is our laws, rather. They are laws. And now, why are we going to learn laws? Why are we going to, instead of giving you tips and hacks, instead of giving you those ones, why do we learn laws? That's the importance of laws. Number one, laws must be established by the highest authority, or whoever she or he delegates it to. Now let me explain this using the father of a house. It is the person who has the highest authority in the house that establishes laws. Why I chose to teach us laws is because most of these laws I'm going to teach, if not all, are founded in I think you should mute your mic. Great. Yes, thank you so very kindly. Laws. Why I chose to teach us laws is because the things I'm going to be teaching, they are founded in something that is transgenerational. It has worked for and when I talk of law, okay, let me give you an example of law. Seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest. That's a law. And it is founded in something that is transgenerational, to the point that thousands of years has passed, and anybody who applied that law, it worked for him. Let me not go ahead of myself, but anybody at all, be you whoever you are, if you apply the law, it works for him. And that law it came out from the mouth of God himself. God said in his holy book, Genesis, I think, 8:22, that so far as the earth remains, there will be seed time and harvest. Meaning, so far as we are still here on earth, if you plant, you will reap. If you put seed on the floor, something will come out. That is what a law is. So let's continue. A law must be established by the highest authorities. And these laws I'm going to be teaching you these few days, it is established by the highest authority, the divine, established by God himself. And then bringing it down to our own environment, bringing it home. Laws is like, the highest authority is like the father in your home. The father can say in your house that, okay, this is a law that you don't come back home by 6, anything later than 6. That is his due. He's the highest authority, and he's the one that sets that law. And the next thing is, laws are only enforceable within the jurisdiction of the highest authority. You don't come back anytime later than 6 p.m. It's only in the house of the man that gives that law, the father that gives that law. So you can't go to another person's house and be like, okay, he goes to his friend's house and he's like, No, tell your son should not come back by in my house. You don't come back by 6 a.m. The man will just chase you away from the house because it is not your jurisdiction. And this jurisdiction that governs, that backs this law I'm going to give you is under the jurisdiction of God. And I think everywhere in existence was created by God. So let me just stop for a few seconds to really do this. I really, really want to do this. And a friend of mine, head of this conference, I spoke to her about it and she chose to join. She has other things she's doing. She's not even in this country. She's not even in this continent. But she decided to honor me with her presence by coming. So I would want to say thank you so much, Heart, for making out time to come all the way from Russia. She's following this class and it's something I don't take for granted. I believe currently it is 9:50 in Russia and she's joining us. And thank you so much, Heart. I really appreciate it. And if you're not in a noisy area or you're not in an uncomfortable area, you can unmute your mic and respond. Thank you, Heart.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, I hope your day was fine.
Yeah, it was
kind of. We'll talk about that later. So thank you so much for coming, okay? I really appreciate it and we would love for you to follow and continue. So, guys, let's continue. Laws are only enforceable within the jurisdiction of the highest authority. The laws I'm going to teach you, if you go anywhere in this world, it will function because it's still under the jurisdiction of the person who brought these laws. So, the next thing on your notes, in your notes is laws are aimed at regulating behaviors. It is for, as I said, for the example of house, your home. You don't come back by 6 p.m. It's aimed at regulating your movements. That okay, you don't move around late in the night. You don't get to go out late in the night and something may happen and then you now start looking for you. It's governing and it's holding your behaviors in somebody's hand. Example also is morning prayers. You go to your house and say, okay, by 6 a.m. in the morning we are praying. It's a law and it's governing your behavior. By 6 everybody's awake praying and you can't take it to somebody's house, as I said, to one, say in our house 6 a.m. we used to pray. So everybody stand up and pray. It's not your house. That's not your jurisdiction. So the next one is laws have consequences. The law of cause and effect. If you do this, this will happen. If you do this, the other one will happen. If you don't do this, if you follow the laws that we are going to be learning these few days, there are certain advantages accrued to it. And anybody who chooses not to follow those laws, there are certain detriments also that are accrued. So every law has consequence. Every law has consequence, both good or evil. Now, this is the sweet part of it. Laws are unbiased. Anything that's a law, anything that's a law is it doesn't respect age. It doesn't respect culture. It doesn't respect gender. It doesn't respect experience. It doesn't respect community. A law is a law. A law is a law. And if, for instance, I talked about planting, seed time and harvest, if a small child puts beans on the floor and covers it up, please can you answer, will the beans grow or not? Are we there? Are we following?
Please ask the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. It will grow. I was thinking you would say it would not grow because it's a child. The child is not up to 18. And once you are 18, you start planting and it will reap. No, it's a law, and it can't look at whether you're a boy, girl, male, female, man, woman, old, tall, young, short, beautiful, or the rest. It is unbiased. That's the sweet part of it. These things you are going to be learning. You can't say, oh, I'm a lady, I can't do all this, I can't do this. It's not for ladies, this is a man's world. Please don't say that. Laws are, you can apply it at any point in time and it will work. Then, the last one, which is not the least, laws stand the test of time. They were here before we came, and they will be here after we leave. So laws are unbiased. Laws are, they stand the test of time. They can go. I told you they've been working before we came. I told you that thousands of years that law of seed time and harvest was said. Till now, it's still working because it stands the test of time. So this thing is ageless. And the good news, I highlighted it, is that these laws can be learned. These laws can be learned. So we have talked about laws. We have talked about the profound nature of laws. However, I want to emphasize on sincerity and honesty. Why do I say that? Because I think the degree to which the human nature senses insincerity and dishonesty is so mysterious, so very it's like juju. Don't mind. It's so mysterious that just a little show of insincerity can make someone just say, no, this guy is not true. If they sense falsehood, they will think it's manipulation. So all these things we are going to teach these few days, there would be, as I said, laws. I've given you the importance. But if it is not based on sincerity, if it is not based on true honesty, that you want to turn sales to service, we will talk about that later. Let me just bring it here. You want to turn sales to service, that you're not just trying to get people to buy something from you. You are trying to serve them because you are sincere and you are honest. For instance, I know one of us here is a seamstress, and you see people, they dress shabbily, and you be like, God, why is it? Come on, let me sew for you. This time is not, you're not trying to get their money. You know that you have something of value that they need, because you are sincere and you want them to buy from you. Buying from you is not the only aim. Yes, it's there, but it's subject, yes, to the law of sincerity and honesty. So please permit me to take a little water. My throat is now getting dry. Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm back. Honesty and sincerity. I said honesty, we must make it clear, put it at the front of our mind, not at the back of our mind, that the cornerstone of everything we are doing is predicated on honesty. If you do all these laws where we are teaching you, we are going to teach you these 3 days. If you do them and you're not sincere, it may not function at its best for you. Some persons may look at it as manipulation. Look, let me tell you, I believe that there are many ways, many tips, many hacks that we can use to get people to value what we are selling, what we represent, and the services we provide. There are many ways to do it. If you go online, you check. I looked at it a lot. Like, I can be a workaholic when it comes to doing something that I'm passionate about. Preparing for this class alone, let's stop with it. But I saw a lot. I knew that something was missing. Something was missing. And when I was looking, I was following the pattern. I was just following that, okay, following what people were saying. Yeah, they were saying things that were profound, but I couldn't just connect. Like my peace was taken away from me. When I was reading some things, I'm like, these things are true now, it's working. But then I asked myself, what's then missing? I believe what is missing is sincerity and honesty. Most persons say what they say, do what they do because of they want to get the buck out of it. They want to just get a few naira out of it. So most persons do it just to prove a point. Most persons do it for fame. Most persons do it so that while people are valuing what you are doing, so that you can become a social media influencer and brands will start patronizing you, and it's a good thing. It's a nice pursuit. And that's what I'm working on currently. Social media influence is a nice pursuit. However, if it is not based on sincerity and honesty, I think that's where the flaw lies. That's where the flaw lies. So what we are going to be teaching you now, and we would be reiterating it every time. Every time. You have to be sincere. Believe me, if you don't choose to be sincere in this class, if you don't choose to make the efforts to be sincere, this class may not benefit you. I think you should have gone on YouTube and watched a ton load of materials on how to get people to value what you represent. I think that's our trademark, the sincerity and the honesty. We would not, everything I say here now is not a coincidence. I'm not trying to mice words. I'm not trying to bring sweet words together to entice you. No, it's a careful, intentional use of words to prepare the world for the most busy economic years it's about to face. Because I believe that the market is going to be crowded very soon. Like the world is going to be so busy that what will make you stand out may not be you following laws, may not be you, yes, not just following laws, may not be you putting tricks and putting two and two together. But when people sense that sincerity, they will choose to buy from you, even when all the chips are down. Everybody has the same thing you have. Everybody sells the same thing you sell. Everybody, our how to get people to value what you represent has started. Honesty and sincerity. So put it in the chat box. Type it in the chat box. I will go there and see what we are typing. That I choose to be honest and sincere in everything I do. Let's go. I'm typing my own, so you can type yours too. I choose to be honest and sincere in everything I do. Yes, let's type it so that we'll see it. And whenever we come to class, we'll see that we have chosen to be sincere. If you choose to take any action that will show for insincerity, what you typed will now stand and say, oh, it's checking that you thought say you could be sincere. So please, it's quite important that you type it. It will be much appreciated if you do. I'm expecting to see more. I choose to be sincere and honest in everything I do. I choose to be sincere and honest in everything I do. Okay. Yeah, now we're back. And to wrap it all up, you may have said, okay, I have given. Can we hear me? Can we hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking I was not being heard. To wrap everything up with the issue of honesty and sincerity is, I've talked about the profound nature of laws. I've talked about why laws are important. But then I'm saying that laws may not benefit you to the fullest without sincerity. I believe so strongly. Because even in the Bible says that the law was given by Moses. If the law was perfect, if laws that I'm going to teach you is perfect, if it is perfect, you wouldn't have needed something else. You wouldn't have needed something else that fulfills, yes, the law, which is grace and truth. Grace and truth. That truth there is very, very important. And that's why Jesus came, to fulfill the law. So grace and truth came through Jesus, while the law came through Moses. So I may be teaching you Moses, the law. However, never forget grace and truth that comes through Jesus. And that grace and truth can be seen in sincerity and honesty. So, let us delve into law number 1. I think this is the point where they'll play drum rolls. Law number 1. In your notes, the law of diligence. The law of diligence. Now, this law states that show me someone who does a good job, and I will show you someone who is better than most and worthy of the company of kings. Show me someone who does a good job, and I will show you someone who is, how am I saying? Show me someone who does a good job, and I will show you someone who is better than most and worthy of the company of kings. Kings there is highlighted for a reason. It's made bold for a reason, because everybody can patronize other people. I talked about the overcrowded nature of the market space, and believe me, it's going to get worse by the day. Like, it's going to get worse by the day. And then, the services, the demand for those services and those products will be there. The demand for what you choose to represent. If you want to be somebody like me, who wants to advocate the importance of man, the importance of the profound nature of man, what makes my message, what I represent, is getting man to his fullest potential. Bringing man to the point where he realizes that he is so valuable that, as I told you, the divine looks for him. Everything runs because of man. Money is because of man. Even money we used to pay, there is a man's face. If you check, all the money has a man's face there. If you take away the picture of a man, the money is valueless. Our 1,000 has 2 people. 20 naira has, is it Yakubu, Agziagoyi Ronsin? I may be wrong, I didn't check it. So, but if you take away the picture of a man there, money becomes valuable. That is my message. That's what I represent. That's what I want to send out there. That's what I want to get people to value. But what was I saying before I came here? Can someone please remind me what I was saying? Anybody? All right, seems like all of us too forgot. So let's get back. I was talking about kings. I was talking about the overcrowded nature of the market space. So I am of the opinion that okay, man is valuable and I want to push it out to the world. However, what would make me stand out? What would make me stand out is following out all these laws. Following out all these laws. I wouldn't want us to. The goal of this class is not for us to stand out for just mere people. The goal of the law of diligence is not just for us to. Yes, he's a graphics designer. He uses his smartphone to design graphics. Yes, she's a seamstress. Yes, she is a brand ambassador, a beauty care ambassador. And everybody, if you just need beauty care, go and meet her. It will be something. The law of diligence brings you to a point where you be valued by kings because you do a better job. Because you do a better job than most. Now, the world that we live in today is such a world that if you use 2%, I wrote it down here in your notes, that it is so unrealistic that if you use 2% more of your brain capacity, people will consider you a genius. Like people will think that, wow, this guy fell from the moon. That is what the law of diligence is trying to bring up to us. So in your notes, I talked of to be more, you have to do more. So that 2% I talked of that makes you look like a genius, it will cost you. Like it is not going to be, it will take you away from your comfort zone. For people to value what you represent, for your brand to stand out, for your products to stand out, your peanuts to stand out, your shoes, the shoes you sell to stand out, for the services you render to stand out, it will cost you. It's not just going to be a walkover that, okay, everybody does that. Everybody does that. You have to do more than others to be more than others. I don't know if that is clear. So let's talk about the benefit of diligence rather than just saying how to be diligent. Let me give you a few benefits of diligence. We are running against time. Okay, we have not defined diligence. The dictionary definition of diligence says this law, English dictionary definition says that diligence is conscientiousness. That's a long word, but it means determination or perseverance when doing something. That is how the English dictionary defines diligence. But personally, I choose to define diligence in a way that suits me, in a way that is more explainable. I'm not the kind of person that loves all those long conscientiousness. No. I define diligence as a state of accuracy, a state of exactitude and perfection, deviating only within acceptable limits. Diligence is a state of accuracy, exactitude, and perfection, deviating only within acceptable limits. That is how I define diligence. Please, can we unmute our mic and respond if we are there, please? So that I will know if I'm talking to myself. Are we there?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
All right. Can someone please define diligence for me? The one my definition of diligence. Can someone please define it for me? Agnes, please, can you try?
Sir, you say?
Can you
define what?
Diligence.
Define what, sir? Diligence.
Yes.
It's the ability to do something over and over and over and over and over and over and over again without stopping.
Without stopping. That's a beautiful definition. Thank you. Thank Thank you so very much for that. I think I would also inculcate that in my own definition. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so to continue, Agnes has given us her definition of doing something repetitive over and over and over and over again without stopping. So I said that you do it over and over and over and over and over again until you get to a state where you are accurate, where you are exact, where you are perfect, deviating only within acceptable limits. You see now? So that's what diligence is. Where you can, as a tailor, where you can sew a cloth that is so exact that when your client looks, wear the cloth, she'll be like, wow, what is this? Did you tell me the truth? Did you sew this cloth? Or you went and bought it? Because the cloth looks so already made that the client is flabbergasted. That is diligence, where you are so accurate. As a graphics designer, you make a flyer or a design that depicts the message of your client, and the person is like, wow, this is accurate, this is exact, this is perfect, deviating only small. Most of us, some of us don't believe that anything can be perfect because of the human nature affecting it. So that's why I said perfect, deviating only within acceptable limits. That's what diligence is. That's what diligence is. Okay. Let me ask a question. I have a gift. I have a gift for someone who will answer this question. The first person who will type it in the chat box. So, first person who will type the answer to this question in the chat box. I have a gift for the person. And the question is, this law of diligence, I found it was found in the Bible. And it says, seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings and not before mean men. Where is it found in the Bible? First person that types it gets a gift. Where is it found in the Bible? Seest thou a man diligent in his business? So let's continue while we wait for the first person who types it. So, importance of laws. 1 in your notes. It says, importance of diligence rather. In your notes it says, diligence grants you the opportunity to chill with the big boys. You've heard the song, you want to chill with the big, you want to chill with the big boys. Diligence grants you the opportunity to chill with the big boys. As someone who makes peanuts, or who makes design, or who makes clothes, or who is a digital skill advocate, and I noticed that my boss is listening, and I just want to say a big thank you and a big twale to my boss, my CEO. I call him Mr. Chairman. He's my oga. He's the one that positively pushed me, yes, to doing this class. And I really say thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Mesoma. You're highly welcomed, and thank you. So let me continue. As a digital skill advocate, as a man who does flyer, as someone who makes peanuts, you can make the law of diligence, if engaged, gives you the opportunity to make it in such a way that it's so exact. It is so enticing. Yes, that's the word. That popular brands, popular supermarket, malls begin to phone you to come and deliver some of your peanuts to their lodge, their lounges, their restaurants, their fast foods, their sit-outs, where what would attract people to their own facilities, because your peanuts are so attractive, so diligent, so delicious. Yes. The law of diligence gets you to that point where they will call you, you start rolling with the big boys. Robans will say, come and supply your your peanuts to our stores. For a graphics designer, you can make a so diligent and a so exact flyer that you can become a graphics designer for big corporations like Access Bank. Like, do you know that people like our president, I didn't call a name, people like popular pastors, people that are politicians, all these big men, do you know that they wear clothes? They wear clothes, and that cloth is not delivered to them from heaven. They will sleep in the night and somebody will just come and bring cloths and drop it on their bed. No, they wear clothes, and those clothes were made by people who have been so diligent in making their clothes that politicians, pastors, I heard that, and I'm saying it because I've heard him say it. People who make clothes for our popular and loved Apostle Joshua Selman, they are all around the country. They make clothes and they send it to him. His clothes are so beautifully made that even when you see it, you'll be slain under the anointing. If the hand touch your anointing did not reach you, the fineness of the cloth can slay you under the anointing. Just saying, that's not what happens, but this is just me saying. So they wear clothes that people sew, and it's people who are diligent that can be able to chill with someone like that. So diligence grants you the access to chill with big boys. You want to get people to value what you do. You want to get people to value your product. You want to get people to value your service. You want to get people to listen to what you are saying. As I'm talking to you, be putting your business inside, putting your business in the context of what we are saying. I told us that there's a wide range of people who registered for this class. There's a very wide range, and I'm trying to be as wide as possible, but I may not be able to touch every business. But while I'm talking, if I'm talking about tailor, the graphics designer should be putting tailor graphics inside of where I put tailor. So all these people who we are looking for to value what we sell, to value what the products we offer, to value our message we want to send out there, all of them can only value it if what you are doing is valuable. If what you are doing is diligent, if the things you are selling, if the products you are offering, if the things you want people to hear from you, if they are accurate, if they are exact, if they are perfect, deviating only slightly within acceptable standards, people will value it. Because we can't just jump into teaching us on laws, teaching us on strategies on how to get people to value something. If they don't, if they come and value something that is not valuable, remember, they may take it as if you are not sincere, you are not honest, and the aim will be defeated. People will now say, if next time you want to try to get them to value what you said, even when you have built diligence, did you know? Let me not run ahead of myself, but did you know that I think I should leave this. Let me not give you too much information. Let me not give you too much. So diligence gets you to make people to value what you represent. People going out, people out there seeing what you do, it attracts them. It gives you that opportunity to sit with kings. The gift of a man, the Bible said, makes room for him. So if you sit down and make your work accurate, if you sit down and make your work exact, perfect, it will give you that opportunity to go out and chill with the big boys. Number 2, diligence. A diligent worker is always in high demand. A diligent worker is always, that's true, because put your business into this. Let me use our beautiful seamstress. If you are sewing a dress now, and the cloth is so fine that your client wears the cloth and goes out, and People see them and like, oh my goodness, this cloth is beautiful. This cloth is fine. This cloth is exact. Like it gets your shape, and it's not too tight. It's not too free. It's not too long. It's not too. It's just exact. It's just, this person is diligent. Where did you sew it? That's the next question you ask. I recently met a pastor who sewed a very beautiful. Let me be sincere with us. If you know me, if you have stayed with me, sorry about the break. So I have a thing for. I was not really brought up that way. So it made me have a thing for tailors. I did not want to just stress it to go and be looking for tailors and putting myself under any unnecessary stress. No offense against tailors. It was just the people I met. That my own personal experience. It's not a generic thing. It's me. So I just choose not to. But recently I saw a pastor wear a shirt, a native up and down. That was so beautiful. My goodness, I was like, my God, I let me not call his name, but I say Pastor A. This dress is so beautiful. Where did you sew? That was my next question. I didn't know when I was asking. Me that was not interested, I didn't know when I was asking him, where did you sew it? He said, oh, see the guy there. I was like, wow. I went to meet the guy. I collected his number. The next time I'm about to sew a cloth, who do you think I will sew it? Because he was very diligent. Because he made the cloth so exact. He will not be in. People would always want to patronize him. He would always be in high demand. Then the third one is diligence is a cure for insufficiency complex, competition mentality, and petty jealousies. Now we talked about the overcrowded nature of the market space. You find out that because there are many people who do the same thing I do. There are many people who are speakers. There are many people who produce videos. There are many people who write ebooks. There are many people who want to get their voice out there for people to value what they represent. But when I see somebody that is doing something more than me, there's a tendency for me to start feeling insufficient. For me to start feeling that I'll start jealousing the person. I will start competing with the person. But if I am diligent, if I'm exact, if I am perfect, deviating only within acceptable standards, I won't be jealous of them. I won't be jealous of people. Why? Because I know the stuff I can give. I know the value of what I can give. I know that this thing I have a say. I've done my homework. And I won't let this guy intimidate me. I wrote down in your note that insufficiency complex comes from uncertainty, doubt, and ambiguity. Isn't that true? That the reason why I will feel that I am insufficient is because there are some things that I know that there are some gray areas that I don't know. There are some places where what I am doing is still having small need for adjustment. Then when I see somebody who does something bigger than mine, better than mine, cheaper than mine, faster than mine, I start feeling insufficient. But when I am so diligent, I know that I've come to a place of authority. Let me give you an example of something. Do you take for instance a student? In some of us here that are registered, some of us put student as occupation. So this example might hit home well. And I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about any other person. I'm just talking about two different persons that are not real. I'm having two pictures of people in my mind, because none of them are registered yet. So don't feel like I'm talking to you. So Take two people, for instance. One student at this side is a very diligent student. He's exact. He's accurate. He's perfect, deviating only within acceptable limits, acceptable standards. And his results show. You see things like A, B, A, 1B on this side. And then you see another student who is not as exact, as diligent, as accurate, as perfect as the other guy. His result comes out. You are seeing results that are like as if his father is working in EFCC or EEDC. Those kind of results, those categories of results. Then this one on this side that's diligent says, okay, I want to have a tutorial for younger class. I want to organize a tutorial on these 4 courses on so and so day, on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The guy comes, let me bring it home. The guy now comes to your class and says, I want to organize this discussion class. That's what we call it. We used to call it in my class, discussion class for these 4 subjects. And it's on the 12th. This guy that used to get EFCC and EEDC on his exam comes and says he's organizing tutorial for the same course, 4 courses on the same day. Let me ask us, which one are we going for? Which one will we go for? Even without you telling me, I believe that you will go for this one. This guy that is diligent. This guy that is exact. I've eaten peanuts in my life. I love groundnuts. People who know me well knows I love peanuts. I love nuts very well. And I have eaten nuts in my life, honestly. I've gone to a place where I ate peanuts, and it was as if I was chewing stone. Like, it was so hard that I almost thought it was my teeth that I was chewing, because it fell off because of the hardness of it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what be this? But then I tasted someone else's nut, and I'm like, no, this nut is so sweet. There's no way I'll go back to that thought that almost broke my teeth. So the 4th one, for the sake of time, is diligence brings you to a place of authority. If you are diligent with what you do, you become an authority. Let me not overstress on this one, but if you are a graphics designer, you know you are diligent. If you are a seamstress and you know you are diligent. If you sell quality product, if you are a person who draws, as I can see an artist here with us. If you're somebody who draws, and you know your work is so diligent, you can pick up your work as an artist, draw a very good portrait of let me use a popular person, draw that we all know and we all respect. Peter Obi. I'm not political. I try as much as possible not to. This is not a political class, so I'm not. Get me? So you draw a very good portrait of this guy, very exact, a very complicated picture of him, and you give him exactly. I tell you that because you are diligent, you can stand up and pick that's your portrait, and say, see, sir, take this portrait. It is my gift to you. He wants to pay you money. You say, no, don't pay. It's not my gift to you. It's just my gift to you. That maybe next time if you need a portrait, just call me. If he looks at the portrait and sees that, oh wow, this thing is exact. The next time he needs a portrait, or the next time someone sees that portrait in his house, and they ask portrait, if they call name portrait, the first name that will come is you. See, the law of diligence brings, if followed, brings you to a place where when they call the product you sell, when they call the service you render or the things you represent, the first name that pops up is your own. I told you that it's a law. A law doesn't follow gender, doesn't follow. It does. Even if your face is bent this way and you are walking like this, but you can do a good job, you can do a perfect job, that law states that you have the opportunity to have the audience wealthy and great. You can't carry a picture of the Peter B and draw something that doesn't look like him or that looks like a masquerade in his village, and you go and say, "Sir, take." The man will say, "Take what? Take?" No, you can't. You won't. But the law of diligence gives you that opportunity, gives you that authority to be able to send out your work to him. So the last one, which is not the least, is diligence, bets, trust, recognition, and endorsement. So let me just use this example to wrap it up. Do you know that the average human being thinks more of himself than of others? Can we hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, sorry, I got a call that disrupted everything, so I had to just, sorry about that. Okay, let's continue. So I said the last one is diligence, bets, trust, recognition, and endorsement. So the whole essence of these things it just lies in the fact that why will people value what you sell? Why will people value what you sell? Why will people value the product you offer, the services you render rather, or the things you represent? If even you know that what you are selling is not valuable. Odigoi now, the Suka man will say Odigoi is not good. So the first port of call is not to get people to come and see what you are doing. It's to make sure that what you are doing is valuable enough, is diligent enough that people can come and see it. Because if people come to see something that's not valuable enough, they won't come back again. Trust me. It is hard. It is harder to regain people's trust after betrayal than to get their trust at the first instant. So I think I will just move on to the next one. We have talked much about the importance of diligence. Now let's talk about how to be diligent, the requirements to be diligent. Are we following so far, please? Are we following so far, please?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there, okay. If there's any question you have, please do not fail to write it down, and then maybe after the class you ask. If I did not answer it within the course of the class, please ask. So I'm just trying to get us to see that, look guys, we will get to the point where I will teach you how to send your message out. will get to that point. Believe me, we will get there and you would enjoy it. However, if you put out your message, if you put out your product and you put out yourself, I will be doing you a disservice if I don't show you that, look, the first port of call is to get people is not just to get people to value what you sell. The first port of call is to make sure that what you sell, product you offer, the things you represent is worth their attention. Because capturing it and I can't overemphasize this. So do not take for granted these things I'm telling you about being diligent in your work. Do not take it for granted, honestly. Not take it for granted. So to go to the next, and I think the final thing I plan to end this class by 9, so we're almost far behind time. So the first step to become diligent, I told you that diligence is a state, it is a realm, it is a place where you can get to. It is a position that if you can do 2 and 2, put 2 and 2 together, you say, yes, this guy is diligent. So what's that thing that it's required? In your notes, number 1, it requires an unbending resolve to be thorough. I repeat, an unbending resolve to be thorough. The process always starts with a decision. I wrote down here in my own preparation note that the process starts with a decision that comes. A decision that, come what may, I would never leave any stone unturned. That is, I will be so thorough with my business. I will be so thorough. I will take, yeah, we'll talk about that later, but I will be so thorough with my business. I will be so thorough with my product that I sell, that every relevant and important information, every relevant and important piece of valuable resource must get to me. Putting up a system that makes every valuable and important resource, every relevant and important resource to get to you on their own, and then for you to go out to get them. You can't be accurate, you can't be diligent, you can't be exact, you can't be perfect if you have not gathered every detail that it is that makes for accuracy, so that if they ask you this one, you know the answer and it's correct. If they ask you this one, you know the answer and it's correct. If they ask you the other one, you know the answer and it's correct. That is what diligence does for you. That is what it does for you. And the requirement is that you must make that decision. You must make that hard decision. Let me tell you another story that I got from the Bible. Are we following, please? I think I would have said we should unmute our mic so that I'll be hearing so are we following, please? Can someone speak back to me if you're following? Okay, thank you so much. So let me talk to us. Let me give us a classic representation, a classic capture of what it takes to make a decision to be thorough. Again, in the Bible, there was a doctor who decided to write down something. If that doctor were in our days, he would have written an e-book or a hard copy book that you can sell. So he decided to write a book on a topic and on a subject. But he figured out that subject is so, like, many people have written on that subject. He even wrote it at the entrance, at the preface of his book, at the introduction of his book rather. He wrote it that, look, many people have taken their time to write on this subject. I know most of you have now picked the person I'm talking of, Dr. Luke in the Bible, that wrote the book of Luke. And at this point, I would want to let you know that Dr. Luke did not write the book of Luke and Acts. He did not write it with the intention for it to be canonized as a Bible that people will be reading after many years, after many thousand years. No. He did not do that. He did not have that intention to write a book that people will be reading as a reference for many thousand years after he had died. He had the intention to write to someone in the Bible he calls, "O excellent Theophilus." In our days, we say, "Your Excellency, sir," "Your Excellency, His Excellency the President," "His Excellency the Governor." I believe that Theophilus was someone high up there in authority, someone in government that Dr. Luke decided to write about a subject to, and that subject was to write about the life of Jesus. Then Jesus was a reigning thing now. Just like now that I'm just saying what's happening in the country. So just like now that our beloved Peter Obi is very popular, is now what is reigning. Many people will be sending videos online. Many people will be posting things online. Many people will be doing things online that's putting his face to create traffic, to make people to come to what they are doing, to make people to look at them. Many people will do it. That was the same way in the days of Luke. Jesus was reigning now. Who will not want to be associated with somebody who can feed 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? He just carry it and lift it up and share it, and everybody will eat, and 12 baskets. Who will not want to be associated with someone like that? So he said many people wrote a book about Jesus. Many people wrote that book about Jesus. But he himself, he looked at it and said, "Look, O excellent Theophilus, I'm writing this book to you not because there is a lack or a scarcity of writers. No, people have written. But I'm writing to you because I made a decision that I'm going to be thorough. I'm going to be thorough in my own search. I'm going to take out my time to study every material on this person. I'm going to take out as if you are a graphics designer, or if you're a seamstress or a tailor, you can tell yourself like, look, I'm going to study everything that is related to making seamless stitches, for instance, or designing flyer for church, for instance. I wanted to say this at the beginning, that for these laws we are going to be teaching you these few days, for it to be very effective, I believe you're hearing, I believe you guys are hearing me. So for it to be very, very effective, you have to focus your attention to a specific niche, that the intensity of all these laws being put together would make that little niche go viral. It will make it blow, if I use that word. It will make it expand. It will make it scale up. How greatness starts? It starts small. Greatness starts small. Anything you know that is going to be great starts small, to the point until it gets to a point where it now enlarges. How do I know that? The speakers we have, that's, if you check, in the olden days, there are some speakers that I have some pictures I would have showed you guys, but if I shared my screen, network may be worse. So the small speaker, those horn speakers, they are small edge and wide mouth. That's why the thing is so loud. If you want your business to be loud, if you want your service to be loud, if you want the things you represent to be loud, at the beginning, confine it to a specific niche. You may not necessarily be a tailor for male, female, young, old, tall, short. You can say, I want to be a tailor at the beginning, I want to be a tailor for men that needs senator. That's a niche. That's okay, I don't know what any other person is doing. No, you are sewing gele, you are sewing ashoke. I'm not a tailor, so I don't know so you understand what I mean. You're sewing, everybody's sewing other things. But if you want senator for male, I'm your guy. If you want senator for male, I'm your guy. A graphics designer can say, people are doing flyer, animation, logo, video. Yes, they are good, but I'm specifying it that if you want a church logo, look for me. I pack all my intensity and focus it on one spot. Focus on one spot, and then it spreads. Yes, there's advantage in doing many things. You are selling bags, selling shoes, selling night wears. You're selling wristwatch. You're selling earrings. You're sewing clothes. You're selling some beauty. This thing. Yes, it's good to be diverse, but for your business to scale up, to open, it must first start with a small niche, and when you give it your intensity, it would expand. I just thought to deviate and say this. My goodness, our time is almost up. Okay, just 2 more things and we're done. Diligence. Be specific. Be thorough. Make that decision to be thorough. So going back to our story of Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke said that I have studied every material. I've studied every material. I took time. I decided to be thorough. Why do I believe that? Yes, please listen to what I'm saying carefully. Please. Just listen to this I'm saying carefully. Why do I believe that he said he has studied every material? It was because if you look at what he wrote, some of the things he wrote were not found in other synoptic gospels. No gospel gave the exact account of what happened between Mary and Gabriel. No synoptic account gave an exact description of what happened between Mary and Gabriel. Why? Because he must have studied people's work. And some things no can add up. Like Jesus is, some people still doubt the fact that Jesus was born by a virgin. So the thing, as a doctor who he was, he said, no, I'm not just going to pick it on popular opinion. I have made the decision to be thorough. The materials I'm getting, I must have vetted it thoroughly. So I believe that he went and he interviewed Mary. Yes, that's what I believe. Oh, I may be wrong. Yeah, I may be wrong, but that's what I believe. For him to get the word for word, who else would have known the exact thing that the angel told Mary more than Mary? And I also believe that he is either he interviewed Elizabeth too. Mary told them that the angel told me that he has already met Elizabeth. So he must have either gone to meet Elizabeth to interview her to get the exact thing that the angel told the husband in the temple, or he must have heard it from Mary. That's a decision to be thorough. That's what being thorough means. That yes, this detail is small, but see, listen. You never can tell the profound nature of a small detail that you choose to add to your work. I told you that the average human being uses a very, I won't call a number, a very discouraging percentage of his brain. But if you just take it a bit higher, do more than others. The cocoa of the whole matter is that if you can do more than others, if you can be more than others, if you can learn more than others, if you can get a more precise definition, a more precise work, a more accurate work than others, your work will be more than theirs. The results you will get will be more than theirs. So you see, that small thing that he did was what made that decision he took to be thorough was what made his work to be captured in the Gospels. I used to think that the people that were best to write about the life of Jesus were his disciples. But that was not true. It's not all the disciples that their books got to. They wrote, I'm sure they wrote. Yes, I'm sure they wrote. So, but it was not all of them that their work got to be canonized, so that thousands of years after they have died, their work was written, was still read. Do your work. Be so diligent that even when you have gone, even when you are not there, your name keeps repeating in people's mind. Not necessarily because of you, but because of your work. You become a household name that people carry you everywhere they go, like MTN says. They carry you because your work is so perfect that it's precise, razor sharp precision that it tears through their skin, enters their heart, and locks the door. That's what diligence does. That's what diligence does. And I'm very sure you hear what I'm saying. So being thorough to take that good step to look at every detail that you sell beauty care products. I've noticed that most persons that sell this popular beauty care product, they will just ship, I don't know, but the content that I see from them, most of them are similar. So I'm thinking that there's a general source of content that people will the producers just write content and send it to the general. I'm just saying, I may be wrong, but people will just pick it up and post it, pick it up and post it, pick it up and post it and post it. But if you choose to be a diligent beauty care ambassador, yes, they send their own. You take it, you send it, or you take it, you modify it. Make your research. Dig deep into that subject. If you are talking of moisturizer for the face, I met a lady recently that I've been having some complications with my face for a long time, and I had not yet figured out what was the issue. So I was like, I knew if I wanted to have gotten the solution, it would have cost me time, money, trial and error, and I will fail some many times. But recently I met someone and she was just posting things about beauty care, about her face and the rest. And I was like, I just chipped in that question. I've already built a relationship with her. It's part of the laws we're going to be learning. And I just chipped in it. That's okay, see what used to happen to me. She was like, wow, you have a good skin. If it were a bad skin, your face would have been full of pimples, acne everywhere. This one, she explained it, digital precision. And I'm like, the advice she even gave me, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, buy that, and use it. The advice was not expensive, but very valuable. There's a difference between cost and value. Something can be costly and less valuable. The advice she gave me was not costly, but very valuable. And I'm like, look at someone who knows what she's doing. And I follow her state. I'm not into business. So I'm not into beauty care products and brand. But I follow her. I listen I watch a diligent man speak. When I see someone diligent, I don't just pass. I stop and salute the person. Twali, you are doing a good job. That's why I can say about our sister that makes nuts. She does a good job. I've tasted her nuts before. She does a good job. So diligence gives you that this thing. People would only value something that is diligent. Believe me. People will only value something that has gone through the production line of thorough nature. The second thing, for the want of time, that diligence does for us, oh my goodness, 2 minutes left, is preparation. Let me just go through this. Once you have gathered all the details you need, and you are as a diligent person, the next thing to do is look for, from those resources you've gathered, from those profound points you've picked, look for the things that are categorized in these two categories. It says here you gather every resource you believe is important. That slash means and important and relevant to your chosen AOE. AOE means area of endeavor. Anywhere you see AOE, is area of endeavor. So as a diligent worker, yes, you have gathered plenty things. In my preparation for this class, I gathered a lot of materials. I walked myself under the table. But then, as someone who is going to teach you diligence, I had to sit down and say, oh no, this is not relevant, this is not relevant. This is important but not relevant. This is relevant but not important. This is this is that. And it made me, I shaped it. down to. That was why I said, no, I have to put diligence first. If this is what we achieve today, it is profound, because I believe that people will only value something that is valuable. People, and I wouldn't want it to be a dent on our integrity that we will teach you how to get people to value something that is not valuable. No, that's why I made it very clear. Tomorrow, I'll be teaching you delivery. That's the next thing. That's the next thing as a diligent worker. This is where you now package it in ways that gets you to your intended audience. This is now where you know how to now send it out. Know the kind of people you are sending it out to. Not the way to reach out to those people. Let me just water your tongue, not to give you everything. But I believe that delivery matters even as much as the content. We will talk about it in great details tomorrow. So don't miss tomorrow's class if you want to learn how to get it to out, because one of the things we'll be learning is intentions. We all have good intentions, but sometimes good intentions are betrayed by actions. I don't know if you have experienced it before, where you want to do something good, but what you are now doing is not, it doesn't tell what you want to be done. It doesn't tell what you intended to be done, rather. So tomorrow we'll be teaching you how to bring good intentions, diligent products. You have done your diligence to build. You've done your diligence to make your product valuable. We're going to bring that one here and then show you your customer, then put a link, delivery, that connects diligent work to your audience. So with this, I will leave you with one keyword in your notes. The keyword is what? Is this the best I can do? This is what I use for myself. Whenever I'm doing something, I ask myself, David, is this the best you can do? If the answer to that question is no, I put my head down. And if you're honest with yourself, you know that most times the work we do, if we ask ourselves if it is the best we do, we will say no, it is not. It is not. That is what gives us that drive to go back and check it again. I know why I had to bring this law as the first one I'll teach today. I know why I had to take my time to bring this law as the first one to teach. I don't know how I'm going to do it, how we'll find a way to fit other laws into these 2 days. But I wouldn't want to keep us here longer than now. So ask yourself, is this the best I can do? And whenever the answer is yes, give yourself a thumbs up. Don't make the mistake of that I used to make sometimes, where if you are a diligent person, if you already have diligence inside of you, if you are someone who values the importance of making things the best it can be, sometimes we tend to flip it to the other side and become too much of a self-critic, that nothing you do is good enough for you. You raise our standards as some people that, since we are diligent, we raise it so high that it may now discourage us who are doing the thing. So don't make that mistake. Be honest with yourself. Remember, honesty and sincerity. It also starts with you. Be honest with yourself. Is this the best I can do? The answer is no. Put your head back and do it. Keep doing it. Another time, ask yourself, is this the best I can do? The answer is yes. Pat yourself on the back, Joe, and carry your work and go and deliver. Go to the next step. And finally, there are other times when the best you can do is just the best you can do. It may not be the best, it may not be worst, but it's just all you can do. Sometimes when the best you can do is just all you can do, where you can't find, you are limited in some way, where you can't form that perfect picture we have in our mind. So at that point, think that should be enough. All you do can suffice. So, with this, I think I will say thank you. Thank you for listening. And if any one of us have any question, please let's ask. I think this is time for question. I must have said several things that may have been too whatever it is. If you have a question, please listen. Do you have questions?
No questions.
Oh my goodness, nobody told me that I did not drop the notes. Why? Why? Why?
Sorry, sir. I was going to tell you, but I didn't want to disrupt the class or something.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I was speaking as if you guys were looking at what I was doing. Wow. Wow, this is serious. Okay, I'm really, really sorry about that. I was just focusing on what I was saying, and my screen I was seeing a fine, fresh young brother, and just looking at him. I'm so sorry about that. Sorry for being selfish this night. I didn't look at the chat. I saw that someone talked about it, but I didn't. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me so much. So with this, I will send the notes immediately after this class. However, the recording, the video of this class, everything that was said, I recorded it. It's being recorded, and it will be uploaded on our YouTube page, The Miracle of Men on YouTube. So I would upload most probably this night. I will just gather it, work on it if I can, and send it there. So please go back and look at it. Look at it with the notes. Oh, look at it. I'm sorry I didn't send it. Look at it with the notes and compare it. Listen, I told you at the beginning that faith comes by hearing and hearing. The Holy Book, the Bible, which most of us read, the God who we all serve, tells us that for you to believe something, and believe is part of faith, for you to believe something, for it to work for you, you have to have come to a point where you have repetitively engaged yourself in it. See, this law of diligence we are talking about, I told you will cost you. There are some materials I've listened to. In my former phone, there is a section where they show the amount of time you've listened to something. There's some material I've listened to more than 1,000 times. It wrote +999, and I've listened to it months past that time, and it has so engulfed inside of me that if it comes to that material, you can be playing it. I can tell you exactly what it is said. Enough about me. But the point is that repetition bets mastery. Repetition. Our beloved Agnes, she said that diligence is doing something over and over and over and over, and that's why I agree with her. That the point to come when you're doing something over and over, that it comes to your finger. So this video will be sent on our YouTube page. Please go back and watch it. I'm not just trying to boost my YouTube page. If I want to boost it, I know what to do. I'm studying on how to. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. The goal is so that you can benefit from it. I didn't know I didn't send the notes on the group. I thought I marked it and forwarded it, but I'm so sorry about that. So sorry about that. So go back and watch this video again. Compare it with the notes. There are some things you may not understand. Write it down. Send me a text. I'll answer you ASAP. Please. So the YouTube page, I will send you a link to it, or it is The Miracle of Men. If you go to The Miracle of Men, I just started the YouTube page. I did not have the intention to, believe me, to be a social media influencer. it's just a tool to help us. I may not be able to send 500 or a 1 gig video in this platform, but I'll post it there, and you can go back and watch it over and over again, rewind, or fast forward, and then be blessed, be helped with the material. So and also I would say you should subscribe and like, not because I want you to subscribe and like to my page, so that other persons can see it. The more you subscribe, the more you like, the more you watch something, the more the algorithms push it out to your audience. That's what I'm going to be teaching you tomorrow. The things you will do that will make the algorithms to push out your content to people to see it. Don't miss tomorrow's class at all. Don't miss it. If you are in social media, don't miss it. There are some things I will show you that can help you make the algorithms to be your friend. They are not human beings. They are computer programs that tend to see what people are clicking and then send it out to other people so that it can benefit them by selling ads, playing ads and selling it and stuff like that. So tomorrow's class is going to be wonderful. Don't forget, go back and watch the video. I will send the link to the YouTube page, and then I will send the notes, the write-up for us to look at. So with this said, thank you so very much. You guys played full out. Great. I can see you.
I have a question.
Okay, that's beautiful. Please ask.
Okay, so how do you keep up? You were talking about diligence, and my question is, how do you keep up when you're tired? Because when I start doing things over and over and over again, man, there are some days you get tired. So how do you keep up? What can you do? How will I put this question? What can you do to keep up? And also, when your desired result is not, when your desired result is not showing forth, what do you do? Because there are people who are out there who keeps doing this thing, doing, and they don't get results, or even if they get, it's not as much as they want to. So what do you do in such instance? Thank you.
Okay. All right, I just wrote down your question so that I will not forget it. The first one, you said, how do you keep up? There are some times when you're just tired. Like, there's a popular saying that body never firewood. So a point will come when you just want to give in. So I believe that there's one solution I know that I found out from the Bible and that I've applied, and it works for me. So what I'm saying now may not be me telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I did that worked for me. I don't know if you get. Yes. So what I do that works for me is that whenever I'm tired, I'm a type of person that I'm getting to know myself. I'm getting to become in touch with myself in a way that some persons may not be themselves. So that's one thing you should know. Be in touch with yourself in a way that most other persons may not. I know myself that I can take out time, stay for long, and focus on the matter, and I will not get weary. But then I know that I'm a human being. I also know that there are some times when I'm weak. So what I do is I surround myself with people who have the same light, who have the same mind as me. So that, as the Bible says, iron sharpens iron. So I have a friend who is diligent too. I have a friend who is may not necessarily be the same direction, but he's using the same means I'm using, and it's working for him and it's keeping him going. Those times when I'm weary, I go to him and say, bro, honestly, guy, I don't tire. Like, I know I'm not supposed to tell you this thing. I know I suppose they talk say supposed to be diligent. Pardon my pigeon, I'm just trying to bring it home. I know I'm not supposed to tell you this thing, but if you check am, guy, I don't tire. I don't do this thing. He'll be like, I understand. I don't pass through something like this before. I've passed through something like this. Just hold on. Give it small time. Give it small time. It will overcome it. Now, that conversation I'm having with him has a way of boosting my immune system. I'll use that word. It has a way of making me more energetic. The essence of what I said is build a community of like minds. Build a community of like minds. That's part of the things I'm studying currently. Build a community of like minds that you can easily draw motivation from them. In church circles, the reason why most times we come for general prayer, general fasting, general Bible study is because of that corporate burning. There are times you don't depend on corporate burning always. But there are times when you know, as a human being, God knows, Jesus knows that we are human beings. That is why He is in heaven making intercession, telling God doesn't dwell in this physical realm. Like, He's not moved by our emotion. He's touched by our emotion, but not moved. So Moses died, for instance. I'm trying to portray this point. Moses died, and God and Israel is crying. Israel is crying, we've lost a leader that took us 40 years to love him, to follow him out of Egypt to this place we are now. They are crying for their leader. And God did not shed one tear. God did not say, I'm so sorry. Hey, God turned immediately as if nothing happened. Looked at Joshua and said, Moses, my servant, is dead. As I was with Moses, that is how I will be with you. He did not say, do you want me to be with you? He didn't even mention it. He was just, you will do it. Moses, as a diligent person, he knew that he's in between a God that is not moved by emotions and the people that are emotional. That is the height of maturity, to connect that emotionless, for lack of words, people and people with emotions, to bring it to a point where Moses did not come and tell Israel, come on, people should stand up from there. He knew they were human beings, and he knew that this thing God said was God. He's God. So he gave them their time to mourn. He gave them their time to mourn this guy. And when he was speaking, he spoke with compassion, that we have tarried here too long. Let's cross over. If we stay here and wait, Moses is not coming back. He's not going to come back. If we stay here and wait, we'll wait here and die, and something will finish us. The best thing, Moses knows that the best thing is for us to move forward. So if you really value and love this, your Moses, so you see that human nature that comes up. You get people who are around you, who feel your pain, who know that you can't go and meet somebody who is not diligent and tell him that you are weak, you are tired. If you go and meet somebody, the person will discourage you, be like, if you are tired, rest now. Life not supposed hard, and your diligence will now reduce. But you meet people who are like-minded, they will know that, okay, yes, this guy is truly tired. Allow him to rest. Take out time to rest. I have some friends who are very close to me that I'll meet them and tell them that, see you, guy, I'm spiritually down. You guys should pray for me. That period is there. There are dry seasons. As far as the earth remains, there will be cold and hot. Law of seed time and harvest, I told you at first. That time will come. So they came and they will pray for me. In their prayers, they will pray for me. Sometimes they will come to me and say, guys, see what's happening with me. I will put them in prayers. So look for like-minded people. Build a community of people who are like-minded. Build a community of people who understand you, and network with them. Now, so that I will not, I don't know if I can remember exactly what you said, but how to get results. People who have been doing it over and over and over again, and results are not working. Again, I will tell you what works for me. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm telling you what works for me and what I believe in. Again, also, Bible says that he who strives for mastery is not crowned except he strives lawfully. That is the profound scripture. That is the genesis of all these things we are doing now. I have plenty of things I would have said, but I had to limit myself to laws. Because if you follow laws, if you follow it, if you strive mastery, if you strive lawfully, you'll be crowned. I believe that there's a caveat when it comes to repetitive doing something. You can be doing something over and over and over and over and over again, and later figure out that you have been doing it over and over the wrong way, over and over and again, the wrong way, over and over and again. So repetition is very good. However, the caveat is it can be wrong, and it being repetitive doesn't entails that it is true. So that is why law is there. If you want to do something lawful, if you want to have a good marriage, there are laws you should follow to have a good marriage. If you want to have a business that is popular, there are laws that you follow. You want to have a business that is a master. If you want to be a master at something, there are laws you must follow. And those laws they're not emotional. They may not even agree with what you believe in. Gravity is a law. Gravity is a law. People may say, I don't believe in gravity. I don't believe in I don't believe in gravity. Yes, you don't believe, but jump from a 20-story building and come down and see if we believe after you reach down. So, what I'm saying is, whatever you are doing and you want results, let it be within the confines of things that are not transient, things that are truthful, things like law. And then the second thing I'll add, again, what I do that works for me is, for you to get results, the statement is, the powerhouse of results is understanding. Simple. If you want to get results, understand it. Because results will not come in an area where you don't understand. You can have a problem that is like this, and you try different. You are throwing plenty stone. For instance, you want to plug a mango, and you carry 5 stones. Take for instance that you have 5 hands. The mango is there. You start throwing all of them at the same time, and the mango may fall, but you may not know which stone and how you threw the stone that made it to fall. But if you could sit down and understand, okay, this mango is here. There is a leaf in front of the mango that if I throw it to the front, it will just hit the front and fall away, and I will not get the mango. But if I throw it and the thing curves, it comes from here to just hit the mango. You see now that you have understood what it takes to get that result that you are looking for. What it takes to get that result. So the powerhouse of results is understanding. Any subject you are not getting results in your life, be it business, family, relationship, communication, marriage, whatever it is, any place that you're not having the desired results that you need, seek out to understand that place. Sit back, shift. So that's what I do. I shift myself back. I pull myself away from the situation and become so self-aware to learn how to understand what this thing is. Okay, this problem is cyclic. It's cyclic. It comes at this season. I'm always weak at this season. I understand that I'm always weak when I do this. I understand that I'm strong when I do this. You see, you start getting understanding. And once you understand that thing, you will get results. So I don't know if I answered your question, Agnes. Are you still there? or you're making notes?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Did I hit the nail on the head, or I hit the head on the nail? Which one?
You said how you do yours. I understand that it also works.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Thank you,
Works
sir.
for me. You're welcome, ma. So, any other question before we call it a night? We are far, far behind time. In front of time. Any question, please? All right. I think no further questions. And thank you. I once more want to say thank you. I once more want to say a big thank you. You came out tonight. You played full out. I can see all of us. You played full out. Agnes, I say hello. Blossom, Mesoma, T4, Great, Kato, Matthew. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You had several things to do, but you are here. Thank you. I can hear you, Alliance. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I don't take your coming for granted. It's one thing for someone to call. It's another thing for people to answer. We called and you answered, and it's something that is a great privilege to us. Thank you. Please don't forget. Go back and listen to this video. Watch this video again on our YouTube page. Watch it with the material I will send, and I also again want to apologize for not sending it. Watch it, and then try to get to understand it. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe so that others may be able to see it and be blessed also. So with this said, I would want to say thank you again. I can't get tired. Honestly, you will hear thank you and you won't get tired. I can't get tired of telling you thank you, because I know what it is for people not to listen to what you are saying. So thank you. Thank you. And from the depths of my heart, I love you guys. I will. God knows that if I can tear my brain like this, bring a cup and pour all I know, and then open all our brain and pour it inside, I will do it. So God knows I will. So thank you very much for coming once more. And with this, I will just say a short prayer. I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that it works. So please join me. Let's pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, Father, for a night like this. Bless you for an opportunity to learn. We ask that you give us the grace, oh God, to put to practice what we've learned. And once this video is sent, I ask that you grant us the grace to go back to watch it again, side by side with the material, to understand it and to apply it to our businesses to a point where people will begin to value what we sell, products we sell, the services we offer, and the things we represent. And in the end, all glory will return unto your name. Give us the grace to come back tomorrow and be blessed in the name of Jesus. Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, I'll be ending the call now so that we can continue what we are doing. Thank you so much. Good night, guys.